I wanted to clarify a couple of things because I dropped some knowledge on y'all earlier that probably, I don't know if it can compute or what, but let's go back in time when cowboys was on horses out west and we had horses and buggies and stuff like that. Did the people buy tags for their horses? Did the people take a test to ride their horse? No, they got on a horse and busted their ass and they learned. Right? Was there people killed? Oh yeah. There's people killed every day though. You know, it's gonna happen until the end of the world, I promise you. But that's just kind of, you know, that's what you need to think about when I say, you know, you pay taxes on your tag that's already a tax. You pay, they tell you that driving is a privilege, but you pay for the road. Matter of fact, you pay for 97% of the government's infrastructure. That's road, bridges, dams, everything. Anything the government has built, besides 3% of it, the private sector supposedly owns it. Okay, but now here's a catch. There's a catch in here. Did you know you could invest into America's infrastructure? I didn't know that. I didn't know you could invest into it. I didn't know you could buy into it. I didn't know that. Well, it's still called the private sector. Okay, when they say private sector, what comes to mind? It comes to, you know, well, that's us, right? We're the private sector. No, it's not. It is, but it's not. All right, George Soros, which is a communist piece of shit bastard, needs to be hung for the whole world to see, and you know, to send a message. This is what we do to communists in a free country. But anyways, before I get off topic, because I'm bad about doing that shit, you can invest in America's infrastructure. I didn't know that. Did not know that. I thought we was already invested. You know, I thought we was forced investors. We were forced into it by paying taxes, right? No. You can willingly, and anybody in the world can willingly invest money into the United States infrastructure, and it's still called the private sector. Hey, got a little knowledge here I'm going to drop on y'all, and I want y'all to research it. And it takes a little digging because Google wants to dodge questions. Alright? It's all come about a while back. I was thinking, why does idiots pay tolls on a road that they already pay taxes for? And trust me, any driver knows, if you've been up north, the toll roads are shit. They are falling apart. They are shit. So, that got me wondering, where does this money go? And, well, come to find out, it's the private sector, okay? Well, the first time I heard that, I'm like, oh, well, it belongs to the people, right? It belongs to we the people of the United States of this America. No, it belongs to people like George Soros and leaders in China. All of these communist countries has invested in our infrastructure. Now, I want you to think about that for a 1 second. Just let that set in. Communist countries and communist powers has invested in America's infrastructure. Now let me tell you what infrastructure means. That's not only your roads and your bridges and all that. That is anything public. Is your schools public? Is your parks public? Anything that has public in its description is American infrastructure, which is owned by 97% of the private sector. Think about that. Because when I thought about it, I'm like, well, private sector, you hear that all the time. You hear the politicians saying, well, the private sector runs this country. All right? And you think, well, that's the citizens. That's us. That's the taxpayers. No. The government got tricky. The government started selling shares, basically stock, in our schools, in our roads, in our, and that's how I come to find out, because the toll roads, you have to pay to drive on them, you know, and so that's how all of this come about. But if communist has bought your school, what do you think they're going to teach? Think about it. I mean, people, I've done a lot of digging, and I've self-educated myself a lot, and it don't take much. It don't take long to do it. The knowledge is out there. The facts and the truth is out there. But let me tell you about this world we live in. We live in a world where people don't know reality. They don't know reality from, I guess, fantasy, I guess you could say. I don't know. We are just like the freedom thing. You're given the illusion of freedom, but you don't have it. You have no freedom in this country. You're free to go to the store. You're free to go to Walmart. You're free to go to the mall. You're free to do shit like that. But people in communist countries are free to do shit like that. What a free government and a real free society means is basically very, very little government. Very little. The only thing we need our government for is to manage our military. That is it. That is it. We don't need them calling the shots about us wearing a goddamn mask. Don't get me started on that shit. We don't need them calling the shots about who's going to live and who's going to die. Planned Parenthood. Come on, people. Surely you can see the clouds parting in the sky. You can say, oh, damn, the sun's shining. My brain ain't so cloudy no more. This damn old stupid ass redneck has opened my eyes to some shit that I have never even thought about. So just think about the shit I just said. Go back and watch the video again if you need to. Look it up. That's what I suggest. I want you to look it up. Look up who owns U.S. infrastructure. And read it. And read it. Read it, goddammit. Read it. You bunch of video watching lazy son of bitches. Read it. Damn. Learn something. And I promise you, when you get done educating yourself, you're going to be one pissed off fucker, because I am. And I just don't know. I don't know how to wake y'all up. I don't know. And we may be too far gone. But somebody says better late than never. So let's fucking do it before it's too late.